We're on.
All right. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our gathering, our call tonight. I am pumped. I'm pumped about this. I'm sweating a little bit. This is the first time I've led one of these, but I'm so glad to see so many familiar faces with you guys all on. So thank you for joining us. You had choices tonight. I know you all had choices tonight. You could have, maybe you guys have been working all day long and you have just come home and you're doing the dinner time shuffle. Maybe you've been home all day, like cooped up with the kids, and you're like, I'm fried. I don't know what else to do. You could just be scrolling your social media or vegging out on the couch. But we know your time is precious, and we appreciate you connecting with us here tonight. So you're making a choice, and I'm not sure exactly what your reasoning is for hopping on, but because we have named this webinar How to Rock Your Health in the Middle of Chaos, I am guessing that some of you have your health in mind. I'm guessing some of you may be experiencing some chaos. I hope that's not like the true case, but I want you to know that if you are feeling like you could use some answers with your health, or if you do feel like you're in a situation where you're kind of feeling out of control with things, just know that you're in good company, okay? Myself, Amanda, Carissa, we would not be here talking with you tonight if we had not started feeling some chaos and a desire to work towards our health in some way, okay? All three of us felt like we had a handle on some aspects of our health, but there was something missing. We were not getting the results that we were wanting, or we were not getting the mental connection that we were needing with other people, or something just wasn't happening that caused us to either respond to what somebody had posted or somebody had invited us to, or whatever. And so I just have to say that, again, if you're feeling like you're needing a little something with your health, if you're feeling like you're out of control or seeking something different with your health, then you're in the right place, okay? So we're gonna talk a little bit about our stories because each of us have come to a place where, again, we have found the three things that brought us to a better place with our health, okay? And you guys can probably relate. You might have something really nailed down with your fitness, your nutrition, with something. You might be feeling like you're on the right track with something, but just confused as why you are not getting to where you want to be. And I want you guys to understand that for all of us, we came to a point where there was a flaw, okay, in the system that we were trying to follow, okay? There was a flaw that we couldn't identify, and maybe you're in a spot where you're not quite identifying what that is either. And it's not your fault. If you're not putting all the pieces together, if you don't know what all the pieces are, that's what we're here for tonight. And once you put all those three pieces together, you're not going to fail with this anymore, okay? So that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. And so you're probably like, tell me, what are these three things? Okay, so we're not going to hold off anymore. Amanda, why don't you go ahead and show them that first visual, and then I'm going to get into my story and how it relates to this. Okay, so I don't know how many of you guys are visual people. Honestly, I'm not much of a visual. However, when I saw this, I was like, oh, it showed how my life came together once all of these three things were meshing, okay? So we've got our fitness circle, we've got our nutrition circle, we've got our community circle, okay? And if you look at between fitness and community, if you have your workouts down, okay, that's great, okay? That's a really big component of getting down a healthy road, okay? But if you're not getting the results that you're wanting, okay, if you don't have the community, it's going to pick you up and encourage you to keep going. If you don't have the nutrition that's going to help you lose the excess weight, maybe that you're following, or if you don't have the nutrition that is fueling you to help you feel energetic and vibrant and all of those things, then you're not going to have what's in the middle, what we're all kind of aiming for, that rocking a healthy lifestyle kind of thing, okay? That's what Amanda and Carissa and I were struggling with to begin with. But when all these things came together for us, that was when lives changed. So you can go ahead and switch to my slide there, and I'll briefly tell my story of how I got started with my nutrition and my fitness and finding a community. So this was on the left. You are going to see a girl who had just finished 2 marathons. Okay. I was 20 pounds overweight. Okay. I actually gained weight running a couple of marathons, and it wasn't the exercise part, it was the nutrition part. I was eating to fuel my body for long runs. Problem was I was continuing to eat like that after I was done. So I knew that my nutrition was out of whack. But I was working out even after I stopped running. If you don't know this part of my story, I used to be a teacher, and I came home when we started planning our family. And I was home with my kids and raising them as a stay-at-home mom. And I was feeling really embarrassed, okay? Because I was a health education teacher, okay? So I was certainly not putting into practice what I knew that I should be doing, okay? But the motherhood thing was getting overwhelming, and I was just putting myself on the back burner a lot, okay? So I did set some goals and run those marathons and all the things. And I always loved fitness, but I was not investing in myself when it came to finding I was trying to piecemeal together what I thought I needed. Okay, so I was doing the free YouTube videos. I was going on Pinterest, and I had seen my coach Amanda posting those little color-coded containers. Okay, and I was like, oh, I saw those on Pinterest. I don't need those things. I know that the green container is a cup, and I know that the purple container, that's a cup too. So I was measuring out, and I was trying to do that on my own at home. And that lasted about 48 hours, okay? Because I was piecing together what I thought I could handle, okay, without getting the whole picture. I was doing those YouTube videos, and the girl that was doing them, I mean, they were about 30, 40-minute workouts, and I thought she was kicking my butt. But I was piecemealing together which workouts I wanted to do from her and what I didn't, okay? I wasn't taking rest days, or I wasn't, I was probably doing like 4 leg days in a row, So there was a problem. There was a disconnect there. And at the same time, I was getting really frustrated with trying to eat right, because I would last for like 2 days, and then I'd be like, where's my pasta? That kind of thing. So when Amanda posted about these little containers and how everything was on sale and how she was opening up a group online, I wouldn't have to drive anywhere with my kids. I wouldn't have to go to a gym or anything like that. I was like, I gotta learn more, because I had been watching Amanda for a while. I had seen her posts on Facebook, and I knew that she had stuck with this for longer than I had, okay? A lot longer than those 2 days. And so I reached out to her, and the rest was history. She asked me some questions to make sure this was the right program for me. Okay. I really knew that the nutrition was where I was lacking. Okay. I always had love for fitness, but I knew I could find workouts somehow. But this particular program came with not only the nutrition component, but the fitness component. And while I thought that I was pretty fit, I don't know, day 1 kind of had me crying at the end of the thing, simply because I think what had happened is I was embarrassed that I wasn't where I should be. I was embarrassed that I thought I could do it myself and I couldn't. And I finally got to a point where, even though I was embarrassed, that was not going to stop me from getting healthier, because I knew what I was doing wasn't healthy. Okay. So if you look down at the bottom, at the circles again, okay, I didn't want to be falling off track anymore, okay? I certainly wasn't getting any kind of visible results. And guys, I know that not all of us have to look like we're ready for the bikini, showroom or strutting our stuff on the catwalk. But at the same time, how demotivating is it to be doing something for a long time and then not get the results that you want? So I was just ready to start rocking my health again. I was just ready to start feeling like myself again. Okay. So that's where my journey began. And when all three of those things kind of locked in together and connected, those were the three things that I was like, that's what I was missing. Amanda invited me into her challenge group. There were other people that were struggling with the exact same things as me. We were all doing the same workouts at the same time. We were all sharing the meal plans. And 3 weeks into it, 8 pounds, 8 inches later, feeling like $1,000,000 after actually being able to see results with a side-by-side photo. There was no other feeling like it at the time, you know. There was just a lot of confidence to get going. Plus, Amanda had us working on our mindset, not dwelling as much on necessarily like numbers on a scale, but how are we feeling? How are our clothes fitting? How can we enjoy like a birthday party, not focusing on the food necessarily, but focusing on the people that we're with? Okay. She really just worked on the mindset with us in that community, and really got us thinking, you know, there's a life to live here that doesn't have to be focused around food. And so that's where my start was. And now 5 years later, here we are. Not much has changed except that my belief in these three components being present daily is what I have to be healthy, and proven time and time again. The people that have been in our groups for months, years, that are seeing the same success with these three things, they're realizing that, yeah, their system was flawed in the past, but trying this system now, that is what's opening the doors for them to see how healthy they can be and how their results just fuel them to keep moving forward. And so with that being said, I'm going to pass it off to, who's going up next? Amanda, Carissa? Carissa. So they can tell you their story a little bit. Oh, she's muted.
Okay. Also, I am wearing the same sweater as the picture. So just wanted to point that out. And I think probably the same earrings, which maybe that's a testament that my hair is a little bit longer, but this is a recent picture. So I'm not like pulling out a picture from a long time ago and trying to like fake everybody out with some massive results that I've had. So let's just get that out there. Also, the hair transformation. Some of you have seen my years of hair, and we can talk about that transformation because that's probably part of it, but I'm probably not going to focus on that 100%. So Megan is my coach. My name is Carissa, for those of you that don't know me. And Megan is my coach, which sounds weird saying that because Megan and Amanda have become much more than coaches to me, but that's really where that community comes into play. And funny enough, community is probably something that made the biggest difference for me that I didn't know at all was even part of what would get me results. So with that being said, just to give you a background on the girl on the left. So that picture was taken shortly after I became a mom for the first time. And I cropped it as much as I could possibly crop because I'm pretty sure I was holding my very newborn son, who is now almost 11 years old, in that picture, and really I think that's probably the only picture I have of me besides the one in like my hospital gown with him, because it was such a happy time in my life, but also super, super frustrating and sad time of my life to look in a mirror or look at pictures. And if you are a mom, you might be able to relate to that a little bit. But I also was one of those people who thought, I'm just going to drop the weight. Like it'll just happen, because all through my life, that's what I did. Like I was the little girl who hated to shop. And if you know me now, like all the Leopard, I will shop online, I will shop at Walmart, I will shop at Target. And when I was little, I hated it because I had to go into like the plus size section for little girls. And my mom had to sew elastic into my pants because my uniform pants wouldn't fit. And then I was told I couldn't wear them to school because they didn't follow the dress code. And it was mortifying because the pants, they didn't make them in my size. I had to buy the plus size pants, or my mom had to buy them for me. And then I grew up and I got to high school, and I learned that if you were in sports and you went to every conditioning and you worked out and you only ate like French fries at lunch and pizza for dinner, like one piece of pizza, then you would lose weight, because that's what I did. Like, I did not eat except for junk. And then I worked out excessively because I was in sports. And I was a horrible athlete, horrible, but I would do all the practices like as hard as I could. Then I went to college and I gained it all back until I did the same thing, which was to eat a bunch of crap, but yet work out insanely, right? That's what I had taught myself would work. Then I became a mom and I was like, I don't have time to work out. And all I know to do is to drink Diet Coke and keep my fridge stocked with lean cuisines and light Yoplait yogurt and anything else that said light or low fat, because that was healthy. And that's what I thought. Then I learned that wasn't healthy. And so then I was like, I'm going to do Weight Watchers. So what I did was, every time I thought I had found the solution, it was I had found the solution. Nobody was coming to me and saying, hey, have you ever tried this? Because I've done it and you should do it too. And I'm going to do it with you. Nobody had done that. It was me Googling or on Pinterest, trying to find any kind of recipe that said low fat so I could fix it for myself, and then fix a completely different meal for my family, right, that they would eat. And lose that 3 pounds in a week, which is a healthy 2 to 3 pound weight loss over the week. And then the weekend would come and I would order pizza because I was an exhausted mom who didn't want to cook. And by Monday, I had gained those 2 or 3 pounds back. So although I did lose some of the baby weight on my own just by going to the gym and signing up for any fitness class that fit in my schedule, again, just nitpicking at, well, this one works. Oh, that says boot camp. That must be a good one. I'll go to that. That one's at 5 o'clock in the morning. I can go and get to that and be back in time in order to get ready for school because I'm a teacher. That's what I was doing. So I was working out consistently. I would go for runs during nap time with the kids in the strollers, or after they had gone to bed when my husband was home. But when it came to the nutrition, I only did whatever I could find on my own, whatever I could find. Sometimes that was low carb, and I would do great all day long, no carbs. Then the kids would go to bed. I would collapse in my recliner, watch Real Housewives on my DVR, and eat mint chocolate chip ice cream because my cravings were out of control and I deserved it. I had earned it for making it through another day. So the cycle just kept repeating, and I told myself, I guess this is just how it's going to be. Like, I had lost some of the weight. I still had 20 pounds to go to lose all of the baby weight. And my daughter at that point was 3. So I was like, you know what? I'm not like insanely obese. Like, the doctor's not telling me I have health problems. It's fine. Like, I'm not happy with how I look, but this is just how it's going to be. I'm maintaining, so that's better than nothing. I'm working out, so I'm probably in decent shape. I guess this is just how it's meant to be because I've tried everything. So this is just it. And it was at that exact moment when my son, who at the time was in preschool, his classmate's mom had started chatting with me on Facebook. Not about this, about our kids, about preschool, and that preschool mom was Megan. I only knew her because she was a preschool mom. And shortly thereafter, I saw her posts. I was seeing more of her posts, and I knew she was doing something, but I also was like, oh, she's one of those runners. I know she's run marathons, so like that's probably why. Like, she's got 3 kids and she's in amazing shape. That's probably why. So she was advertising this free 2-week clean eating group, and I'm all about free. So I commented with my little, I don't even know if it was an emoji back then. I probably didn't know what an emoji was. This was over 5 years ago. So I commented that I wanted in her free group, and she added me. And I didn't tell her this, but she's heard this story a million times. That at the time I was thinking, at least it's free, because if she tries to make me eat things that are going to taste like roots or tree bark, Or, you know how you get those cookbooks that say they're healthy and they have all those stupid ingredients that you're never going to use except for that one recipe, and you can't find the ingredients, and it's so frustrating because you're like, who's going to eat this stuff? Like, my family's not going to eat this. So I was like totally convinced that's what it was going to be. And it wasn't. And I was eating carbs, and I was eating more food than I was used to eating. I was full and satisfied. I wasn't craving my mint chocolate chip ice cream at the end of the day because I had things that were fulfilling that craving throughout the day. And after those 2 weeks, I had lost a total of 5 pounds just by continuing to follow what I was doing for some fitness at the gym and changing the way I ate. And that was the only thing I changed besides being in the group. And I tell you what, I was checking into that group every single day because she was giving me recipes and she was saying, hey, what's your favorite food? Tell it to me and I will give you an alternative that's going to taste just as good, but it's going to be healthy. And it didn't have the word diet in it, okay? I'm not talking about like fat-free cream cheese or anything like that. We're talking like alternatives to your favorite foods that are healthy and that are going to fuel your body the right way. I was hooked. I was in that group every day. It was other people going through the same thing as me. And I got to that weekend and I busted through it and went to the following week, and I didn't gain that weight back. I had lost 5 pounds in 2 weeks and I was blown away. So when she said, hey, I've got this opportunity coming up. This is what I've been doing. It's the same program that I've been following. I think you would love it. We're going to continue into a group very much like this, but now you're going to get the support. Plus, I'm going to give you more information about the nutrition. We're going to add some more pieces to it, including portion control, which was something I had never done before. Okay, I was eating way too much of certain things and not enough of others, and I didn't know. And I didn't have to get out little like teaspoons and measuring cups and things like that. And she said, and I'm going to give you some workouts. And I thought, I don't need that. I have a gym membership and I do like 1-hour boot camps. And she's like, well, okay, but these are half an hour a day and they're like designed to get you results because each day you're working on it. Like, she sold it to me. She didn't tell me that I had to do it to get results. She said, I did this. It worked for me. I've been where you are. I think you should try it. So in the past, it was me looking on my own, trying to piece together things that I knew nothing about to make my own program of fitness and nutrition, which clearly wasn't working. And in 2 weeks, she had shown me and done it with me that this way will work. It wasn't, here's a free meal plan, go do it. It was doing it together with all these other people in the group, including her. And I was like, this is fun. I like checking into this thing every day and seeing what other people are doing and seeing their pictures. And it's a place of positivity that you don't often find on social media, especially right now, especially after what happened in Illinois today with our governor. But anyways, so I was all in. She told me about the workouts. Then she told me about this thing called Shakeology, which I had never heard of. And I figured it was like something I didn't need because I already had Slim Fast and Special K shakes. And I could totally make those on my own. I even had powder. Like, I could mix powder and it was totally fine. Clearly wasn't working, but I was like, whatever. It comes in the thing. This girl, I trust her. I'm going to do it. And 3 weeks later, after finishing that first program, I had lost 8 pounds in 3 weeks. And I felt amazing. I had more time. My family had more time from me because it was only 30 minutes a day. I couldn't go to my gym anymore for the workouts that I liked because the times had changed and I couldn't make the times of the classes that I liked the most that weren't really helping me anyways, let's be honest. And 3 weeks, like, how many years have I been trying this on my own? And in 3 weeks, I had gotten the results that I had just been dying to get. Not because I wanted to like look a certain way. I mean, that was definitely part of it because I didn't like the way that I looked, but because I was missing that piece, that community, and that was not what I was looking for. I was looking for somebody to tell me that I could eat the food that I wanted and I could do some workouts and get results. And she told me that, but then that other piece that I never knew would make the difference was the community. Because after those 3 weeks, when I was like, okay, I'm done, she's like, no, no, you keep going. Like, you do it again and you just keep going. And I was like, oh, okay. And we did. And I mean, 5 years later, here I am, not doing the same program, but I will tell you, when I went upstairs to put my makeup on for the first time in however long, and I came down here to get ready for this call, my son had just finished his program that he's on day 2 of, and he's a sweaty mess, and he was laughing hysterically because he said it hurts when he laughs because his abs are sore. And my daughter is in the middle of her dance program, which she has me do with her in the afternoons. My husband is stealing my weights every morning because he is now a year and a half into doing these programs and picking his own. And he doesn't want to do the programs I'm doing. Like, he's doing his own thing, and he doesn't need my help anymore. And so all 4 of us in this family are benefiting from this community, the nutrition, because they're eating the food that I cook for them, that they love, and fueling their bodies, especially at this time when we're all stuck in the house together. And thank God we're putting good food in our body most of the time. And working out. And I am just blown away. And if it weren't for all 3 of those pieces, I'd be gone. I'd be like, 3 weeks, yeah, I lost 8 pounds, I'm good. Bye. Like, I'm done. I don't need to do this anymore, or I'm good on my own. Thank you very much. But that's not the way it worked. And that's probably the thing that I was most surprised of, along with actually learning what Shakeology is, by the way. But, you know, I was the girl who drank Diet Coke and ate linguines all day too. So I didn't know what I was talking about. But what a difference it makes when you have all those pieces together and you didn't even know that you were missing them, right? So, I mean, it really is, when I look at that circle, I mean, yeah, that really is the answer. It really is the reason I was always failing and didn't know why. And so, I mean, that's what we're here to just tell you about. So Amanda's going to take her turn, and she's going to tell you a little about her story. And if you've got questions, be thinking of them, because we're going to answer those for sure at the end too. So don't worry if you have questions.
Sorry, I was muted. Hi, everybody. I think you're hearing a theme, and you'll continue to hear that theme, I think, a little bit through my story. But oh God, where do I start? I grew up in like a pretty healthy home, to be honest. We didn't have like the sugary cereals. We drank Diet Right. We You guys know what Diet Right is? I think Illinois people do, but I don't know if every state has like RC. But anywho, and my mom would like cook somewhat healthy meals, and like I feel like I lived a pretty healthy lifestyle. And then I went to college and put on the freshman 15 or 20 or however many my freshman year, and then I became anorexic by probably like junior year. I can remember not eating very much and then exercising insanely, like hours at the gym. Megan and Karen on this call may remember but that time of mine in college, but it was not good. And that went on for probably a year or 2. And honestly, I don't know why that was. I think I just was going to an extreme of just not eating a lot. And I thought that the only way to lose weight or be real skinny, because that was the only goal back then, it had nothing to do with health, be really skinny, was to not eat a lot and burn a lot of calories. So I wouldn't leave the gym until I burned 1,000 calories. So I'd like do a class, and then I'd get on the stepper, and then I'd get on the treadmill, and then I'd get on the elliptical, and until like all of the numbers on all of those machines. And then I would somehow figure out how much I thought my class was going to burn. You didn't have like watches back then telling you how many calories you burned. It was what the treadmill said, or what the elliptical said, or what the stepper said, you know, the big stepper that like you step, it's called something, not just like this stepper that goes like this, but that big old thing. Anywho, I would spend so much time on that thing. And once they all added up to 1,000 calories, then I could leave the gym. And it was just not a good thing. Then kind of fast forward through a marriage and a divorce within a year and a half of each other. And then basically I was like, I don't give two craps about anything. Got into a really deep depression. I then only cared about going out, drinking alcohol, eating out, anything to distract me and avoid me from what actually was going on in my mind. Like I don't want to think about it. I don't want to deal with it. I didn't deal with it. I dealt with it with alcohol and food and sex, to be honest, really. And it's not something that I'm proud of, but it made me gain 60 pounds and be over 200 pounds. So I went from anorexic at 21 to, by the time I was 30, I was 205 pounds, wasn't working out. Through some of that time, I definitely had tried different diets and things. And I would, be on it for maybe a couple days, kind of similar to Carissa, where it would work for a little bit and then I wouldn't. And that actually continued even after. So at age 30 or 31, anyways, it was 2009. My sister was diagnosed with cancer, and I had a quick wake-up call that I was 205 pounds. She was my baby sister. This shouldn't be happening to her. It was like I need to do something. So I did, and I did Weight Watchers, and I lost 55 pounds. But I was eating lean cuisines. I was eating 100-calorie packs. I was eating low-fat, fat-free, all the stuff. It worked during the week. I'd gain the weight back over the weekend, just like Carissa's story, and then I'd lose more weight during the week. And maybe some weekends were good, so then it would end up coming off. So I did lose the 55 pounds, mostly from Weight Watchers. Then I added the gym, but then I had a life change. I moved to the city, and I was socializing all the time, and I was not focusing on my nutrition anymore. I was just like, oh, I'm going to go out, and then maybe I'll join a gym. And then I was training for a half marathon. So there's a lot of similarities to Megan's story. And again, I would be really good for 2 weeks because I thought I knew it all. Like, as you can see, I thought that like what had worked in the past, like being anorexic, although I didn't want to go back there, that worked. Weight Watchers, that worked. I thought that I just had to go back to that again. Running a half marathon, that worked. I thought I just had to go back to that again. But what kept happening when I would go back to the different things was I kept falling off. So when I moved to the city, I gained 25 pounds of the 55 that I had lost. I was back to a place that I didn't feel good anymore. I was like not happy with where I was. I joined a gym. I bought Turbo. This was before I even like joined Beachbody. I had bought Turbo Fire, Turbo Kick. I always forget which one. Turbo Fire's the DVD one. I bought that on a like a Groupon, I think, actually. I had P90X in the past, and I had tried Shakeology in the past, back when I was like losing that 50 pounds, but I didn't stick with either one of them. I had the different DVDs, so I had those DVDs at home, but then I joined a gym. So I had all of these things. I was training for a marathon. I had all of these things, but I kept falling off. I kept losing the 20 pounds, gaining the 20 pounds, losing the 20 pounds, gaining maybe 10, maybe 20, maybe 5, whatever it was. But what was really missing was the community that I didn't think I needed, because I know what I need to do. I don't need something else. I don't need somebody else. I don't need anyone to tell me. I know what to do. And I still struggle with that today, actually, in some ways. But what I found was when my coach, her name is Lindsay Gray, was posting on Facebook about a free clean eating group. Same thing. It was the same kind of time frame. Mine was 6.5 years ago, but posting about a clean eating group. I was just coming off of a marathon as well. Knew I couldn't continue eating the way that I was, and knew that I needed something. I I had the fitness down for what I thought, because I was running a marathon. I was going to the gym sometimes, doing classes and things. So I thought I had the DVDs that I could do at home. So I thought I had the fitness down. The nutrition at times in my life was okay from what I thought was good nutrition. It was good nutrition in the sense that it was calorie counting, and that was what was cool back then, but it wasn't health. Okay. And at that time when Lindsay was posting about clean eating, my best friend was actually at the time in remission for cancer. And sorry if I'm getting a little, it takes me back. She actually at the time was in remission and was studying just like how to fuel her body and about alkaline and acidic levels of foods. And so I just wanted to learn more about nutrition at that point, because then that was within 3 years of each other. My sister and my best friend both were diagnosed with cancer, and it terrified me, to be honest. Thankfully, my sister is in remission, has been in remission for 10 years. Unfortunately, my best friend did pass away in 2014 2014. Gosh, I messed these dates up. But she is the reason that I continue to now focus on my health, and why the nutrition piece is so important, especially now in this time that we are living, where it's just crazy, this pandemic that we're living in. Your nutrition and what you fuel your body with is so important. But I would say that my missing piece was the community, was the support that I didn't think I needed, that I thought I just knew it all, that I could just do it on my own. But I couldn't, because I kept trying to, and I kept falling off. I kept gaining the weight back. I kept not showing up for myself. I kept, doing workouts for a week and then not doing them for a week. And then, I gotta start again on Monday. And then I wouldn't do them again, or I'd do them for a few days and then I wouldn't. And the same thing would happen for my nutrition. And it wasn't until I had the community, I had the work on my mindset, I had that support, I had that piece, those people that were counting on me to follow through, to show up. I had the program that gave me a calendar that told me what to do. So I didn't want to skip a day, because I wanted to follow that calendar. I wanted to check that off. I love checking boxes off a list. And it's the same thing with the workout calendar. I wanted to check that off. And I wanted to be able to follow through. And it is 6.5 years later. And I'm not here to tell you that I'm in the exact same shape as I was every year over these last 6.5 years. I'm not, because if you can see different pictures. And I think that's important to talk about, because it's not necessarily about what we look like or what we've looked like over the last 6 years. I have stayed within, I'd say, about 5 pounds of my goal weight, which is huge. I never did that before. I never maintained before. It was either super gaining or super losing, and then there was no in between. And it is now 6.5 years, and I've stayed around the same weight. My body has looked different based on different times of my life and different situations. But what is the most important is that there is a focus on my health. It's not about what it is a little bit about what I look like, because I do still care about that. Don't get me wrong, because I think that being able to look at yourself in the mirror and love what you see is so important. And if you don't, and you want to make that change, there's nothing wrong with that. And I think sometimes our society tells us different. So I want you to know that if you do want to look at yourself in the mirror and see something different, that's okay. But I do want you to know that your health is so, so important. And this system of fitness, having a program to follow, nutrition, having a nutrition plan to follow, that includes nutrients that are in Shakeology. That may include Energize, which is what I was drinking in my wine glass to pump me up for this call, because it's not just a pre-workout, it's also for the afternoon. Our different supplements, those things are important and a big piece of your nutrition, and the community, which I see as being your mindset, working on your mindset with a group of people, having that support and having that accountability. All three of those things are what help you rock a healthy lifestyle where you actually feel like you're working on your health and not just your physical body. All right. You there, Meg? Oh, you're muted.
Okay.
There you go.
Can you hear me? I don't know about you guys. I have known these girls for 5+ years now. I've heard their story many times. I get chills each time because I hear a different nugget, and I just get inspired to keep living my best life because, oh my gosh, they're doing it too. I won't be like them when I grow up. No, but we're about ready to wrap up. If you have questions in the back of your mind, I want you to hang on to those, and we're going to answer those in a second. But really, we don't want to just give you this information and you be like, great, fabulous, what's next? We're going to tell you what is next, okay? And we hope that you will keep an open mind in terms of the reason why you jumped on this call and which of these circles you really need to plug into what you're already working on, okay? So the reason why we are doing this call is to help you get this circle represented in your life, okay? And we have two options for you tonight in terms of plugging all of these things into your life today, okay? So we've got two different options, and actually they look very similar. The first option we have for you is a pack. It's called a challenge pack. And you are going to get 1 year of streaming the workouts that we have all referred to in our stories, okay? They come with calendars. They come with program materials. They come with meal plans, every single one of them. When you plug into this particular pack, you're getting a year subscription to over 800 workouts, okay, guys? And I have been doing this for 5 years. I have been plugged into the system of streaming my workouts, and I haven't come close to scratching the surface to getting all of those workouts completed, okay? So you're not gonna run out, and each one of these programs yields results, okay, when you plug it into the nutrition. Well, in this pack, you will also get your first 30 days of a supplement of your choice. It can either be Shakeology, as Amanda was referencing. When I first started with the pack like this, I wasn't really interested in the shakes. I knew that nutrition was my problem in terms of whole foods. I wasn't really sure about these shakes, though. I was really going to pass them off to my husband, who has Crohn's disease, and I really just wanted him to be absorbing nutrients better than he was. But when I plugged into Amanda's group, she was like, I'm having a shake. Who else is having their shake today? And I was like, well, I don't trust what I was doing before. I was picking and choosing before what I thought would work, and I was failing at that, okay? That system, the system that I was putting together was failing me. I put my trust into this process, and after 3 weeks of drinking Shakeology, I told you about my 8 pounds, 8 ounces, 8 pounds, 8 ounces, that's like a baby. 8 pounds, 8 inches lost, but my cravings were way down, and I got 2 extra hours in every single one of my days, okay? It wasn't because I was getting like 26 hours a day. It was that before, at that time, my kids were still napping, and I would lay down and nap with them every single day because I just couldn't get through the afternoon without falling asleep. And then I'd wake up and I'd be grumpy and like zombie-like and momzilla. It was horrible. With Shakeology, I was fueled. I had energy, And I was a better mom because of it, okay? So you can choose Shakeology or you can choose a performance line. If you have a real trouble with getting workouts done, okay, your motivation is just really lacking in that area, maybe nutrition comes easier to you. If you try a month of the Energize and the Recover. So Energize will kind of give you that energy to push play and push hard in your workout. And the Recover is the muscle recovery that you'll have after your workout. So you won't be as sore and you'll be more able to press play the next day and just keep that momentum going and keep on going. And then you'll also get plugged into community, okay? Now, if I invited you to this webinar, you'd be plugged into my group, okay? And Carissa invited you to the webinar, we run our groups together, so you'll be plugged into the same group with us. Amanda runs her own groups with her team, same thing. So if you were invited by somebody separate from us, that's totally cool, but you'll be plugging in to the community that they are established in, okay? And in these communities, everyone looks different, but they're run by the people that you link arms with. And in every single community, you've got people who have been in your shoes, okay? They didn't have these 3 things before, but now they do. And they're gonna pick you up when you're struggling with one of those circles, okay? And they're gonna cheer you on when you're struggling. And you know what's gonna happen? You guys are going to understand how positive of a community this is, and you're going to start doing the same thing. You're going to start cheering on people. You're going to scroll to see who's doing the same workout as you, and you're going to be like, ooh, that bar blend booty workout, that was horrible. Way to survive, girl. You know, that kind of thing. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, new program made us all want to cry at the end of it, but it's all good. So that pack, fitness, first 30 days of nutrition supplement of your choice, and the community, and your own personal coach, signing up as a customer with that $160 pack, plus you get our newest program that won't be out on the streaming access until October. You're going to get that for free when you sign up with that $160 pack. It's a stellar deal. You also get the program materials and the bands that come with that program. You may never box a day in your life, but to have those materials and the ability to do it, maybe somebody in your family would want to do it too. So that's if you sign up with a customer. And if you sign up in the next 24 hours, you will get a free call with whoever invited you to this call. And if the person who invited you is not necessarily a coach, one of us will be happy to do the call with you, okay? And we'll just get you started on your fitness, on your nutrition plan, and which group you're gonna plug into. It's gonna be great. The other option that you have, that's option 1. The other option you have is everything I just talked about. But instead of enrolling as a customer, you sign up for our coaching community, okay? Now, the word coach, you may be like, ooh, I might coach my kids' t-ball team, but that sounds different than this. We are coaches. We are coaches, that is true. But the majority of people in our groups are also considered coaches or preferred customers, because what they have done is they are in it for the long haul. They're in it for their health for beyond 21 days or beyond 30 days. They're in this for a long haul. They love the products, they love the programs, and they're interested in a discount. They're interested in getting their stuff at a 25% off discount. And they're also interested in not only plugging into our group community, but they're plugging into our broader team community. They are plugging into the most positive room you are ever going to step in a figurative state, okay? You might have seen some of us over the weekend plug into a virtual Super Saturday. You might have seen all of us on Zoom calls, plugging into the coaching community. And that is something that comes along with your enrollment as a preferred customer or a coach, okay? If you sign up to be a coach in the next 24 hours with the pack that we just laid out for you, the 160 pack, we will also throw in a tub of Energize, which again, as Amanda said, not only is a pre-workout, but it's super nice for about 3 o'clock in the afternoon when your kids are still going up and you are just going. So, those are your options for tonight. And we put that 24 hours on timeline on this for you for a reason. You got on this call for a reason. You could have easily said, this is a hard time right now, but you didn't. You could have said, I had a tough day, and I know I said I was going to get on, but she'll understand. But you didn't, okay? So there's a reason why you got on this call tonight. You were missing something with your health, and you decided it was time to listen in and see what was next for you. Well, this is it. I don't know if this is you or not, but there was a time when I wasn't willing to invest in my own health. I wasn't willing to. But then there came a point where I was like, people, if I can't invest in myself, I'm doing everyone around me a disservice. My kids aren't getting the best of me. My husband sure wasn't getting the best of me. And it was just trickling out to a point where I was not only embarrassed about not knowing how to get myself healthy, but I was embarrassed that I was holding out on them. And so I want to ask you something today. I want to ask you, are you okay with staying with where you're at? No? If you're not, then are you okay with having a conversation with who invited you and saying, what can I do? If you say yes to that, then I want you to get on your phone and I want you to message the person that invited you and say, what's the next step? Okay. You know that one of these two options is something that's going to help you. And we want to be there to help you do that as well. And so I'm going to close this off. If Carissa and Amanda have anything else to add, like open it up, but we're also going to open it up for any questions for you guys. We are open books. Like seriously, you can't ask a question in here that is not okay to ask. We are open books and we want to hear what you have to say or what questions that you have. So we can unmute. I'm not the host, so, but we want to hear if you have any questions.
That's do they make stuff for people with special diets? I mean, if they don't have stuff for dairy-free, gluten-free, we're out on the supplements for sure. Having meal plans, junk food for Caleb, gluten-free, dairy-free for Karen.
I'm hearing some good questions happening. I'm just wondering how we can answer them. I'm hearing some questions about dairy-free and gluten-free options.
Do you have questions? One thing I just wanted to say, like, look at this Venn diagram here. That is what it's called, right? I think it's called a Venn diagram. And what are you missing? Are you missing the fitness? So that means you're probably lacking energy, which most people are think the opposite, that I don't have energy, I can't work out. It's actually the opposite. You need to work out so that you have energy. Or are you lacking the nutrition? And maybe you have the fitness, maybe you even have a community. Although right now, if you have a gym community, that's lacking. But in general, you can have a gym and a community there. You're lacking visible results. Or
yeah, she's gonna grow up and like do all the things.
And you're doing
get married one day.
Fitness and nutrition, and you're always falling off. Like, falling off that. Out. You put all three together, and then you finally start rocking.
Oh no.
Megan, where do you meet?
They're asking yourself. Put them.
Hey, Amanda, I think it might be a good idea to mute everybody while you're talking, and then we'll open it back up for questions.
Oh, it's not letting me.
Ah!
Okay.
It's not letting you.
Mute it now. Mute it now.
I don't know why. It's weird. Is it muted now?
I was muted. I think we're. Yeah, I think everybody's good. Keep going with what you were saying, Amanda.
Oh, I think I had finished it, but basically, like, yeah, if you're lacking any one of these, then something's missing. And truly, we found that the system that works. All right. Now, questions.
Thank you for bearing with us, guys. We've all learned a lot about Zoom in the last 5 weeks, haven't we?
So if it's not letting you unmute yourself, if we just go back to like not sharing the screen and just do the gallery view and then you just give a little wave, then Amanda can unmute you. And if you don't want to talk, you can type it in the chat. If you're on a computer, it's on the
Oops.
Oop, there. If you're on a computer and you've never done chat, it's just on the bottom. You click on it and you type your question. On a phone, I'm not sure where it's at, but I think you could just click somewhere. And now we can see everybody. So if you're wanting to ask a question, I think probably the best way is just to kind of do one of these. That way Amanda can just unmute one person at a time and we won't have all the feedback. So I think I heard somebody ask about where we meet. Was that a question from somebody?
Yeah, where do you meet and how often?
Is that you, Kim? Is that
Yeah.
Kim? Yes, Kim.
Yeah.
I thought I recognized your voice. We are actually meeting virtually. Okay. So that is where we were like that, even before we were all self-quarantined we were not doing it self-quarantined, but Kim, when our kids are the same age. So when I felt like I could not pull myself away from the house every single day to get anywhere, this was like an answer to prayer. Okay. Mm-hmm. So what we do is we have our workouts that we stream at home. Okay. And then we check into a group that kind of looks like Facebook. If you look, I have the group pulled up right now, and it has a place where we can check off our workouts. We can check out our shakes. Now I show you this, and in 3 days it's going away.
Oh no.
I mean, it's a good thing, but we're in the middle of transferring this amazing tracker to something even more amazing. Okay. And none of us coaches have seen exactly what it's going to be like. So we're all kind of like, hang on tight through the weekend. We're gonna make it. But it's gonna be good. What this group has right now is it kind of acts like a Facebook group where you have a daily post each morning and everybody reads it and they have a good day. Like today was Wacky Hair Day. We're kind of having like a spirit week this week. But you can track everything that you're doing. There's like a little calendar. Why is mine blank? Oh, here we go. You have a calendar that kind of tracks off everything, every day that you've worked out, and it just piles up and you're just like, yeah. I'm rocking my workouts. I'm plugging in where I need to. We also provide an evening check-in, so you can be like, okay, today's Thursday. Usually Thursdays are so hectic and I'm so scattered. But today I nailed it. I nailed my nutrition. I got my workout in an hour before I thought I would, and my mood has been great, or whatever. Or you can come in the evening and be like, dude, today was horrible, like better day tomorrow. But you check in, and that's a way for us to feel you, how the day went, and we can empathize with you. We can say, hey, tomorrow's a new day. Let's get to it. Plan when you're going to get your workout done tomorrow, and we'll be here to cheer you on when you do. We don't meet in person. Now, I will say, you might have seen lately over the last 4 or 5 months or so, we've been trying to have Saturday workouts in my basement. We've been doing that from time to time, and we were really wanting to do that monthly until this COVID thing came about. So there are opportunities to do workouts in person, Kim, but, and that also depends on, who invited you and all the things. But we are, for the most part, we are doing online groups.
Okay. And is the program like a year program, or how does that work?
So the fitness part of the circle that we were talking about, for the most part, people will subscribe to a year of streaming home workouts. And for, just to give you some reference, a year of streaming the workouts is $99. So when you get all the other things in that pack for $160, it's like a stellar deal. So you have a subscription to this for, and it kind of works out to like a little bit, I think it's like $8.33 a month is how it works out. But you pay all that at one time. You have, you stream those for a year, okay? And you know, it's kind of funny. Right now I'm paying $8 a month for my streaming capabilities, and all 5 of us Hansons are doing our workouts. The kids adopted their own programs that they stream from. Beachbody On Demand is what it's called. And so Lainey is doing a dancing program. The 2 boys are doing a 20-minute program with a step, and they're going to finish their programs in the next couple of weeks. And it's going to be pretty crazy. So all 5 of us are working out for $8 a month in our own home. So it's really been nice.
That sounds
But
great.
how many guys, help me out. How many programs are there to choose from?
Like
on BOD?
40-ish, I think.
40-ish. So there's program for yoga. There's programs for high impact cardio. There are programs for weights. There's a program for a variety of all those things. There's programs for the music lovers. There's programs for
Bar.
Yes, low impact, high intensity, that kind of thing.
So if you have Netflix, or if you're familiar with Netflix, a lot of people like to refer to it as like the Netflix of fitness, because it's kind of like that. Instead of going in and picking a TV show or a movie to watch, you go in and you pick a program. And it's not just like YouTube where you Google search for a workout and it pops up. It's a whole program with a calendar that comes with it. It tells you exactly what to do each day. All the materials are there to tell you what equipment you will or won't need. There are many that require no equipment at all except your body. And so the cool thing too is when you go in, you can sort based on that. If you're like, I need a program that's 30 minutes, you can sort and it'll only show you programs that are 30 minutes. If you want one where there's no equipment required because you don't have any equipment in your home, then it will show you all of those. You can sort it by beginner or intermediate or advanced. There's all these different ways to narrow down. And then plus, of course, we've done many of the programs and we can help you narrow down based on what you're looking for, your fitness level, all those things, what would be good to start with. And the thing that we probably didn't talk about Beachbody On Demand a whole lot because it wasn't part of any of our stories to begin with, because when we started, it was DVDs and I did 21 Day Fix and then I did it again and then I did it again and then I went to the program, so I bought another program. And when Beachbody On Demand came out a few years back, it was like, what? Like, I don't have to keep buying a new program. I can just go on and just pick one and go through it. It was like, again, another life changer, which is why now probably another reason I've stuck with it so long, and we've all continued to get results in different ways because we continue to try new programs. So same thing with the nutrition. They're constantly coming out with different approaches to nutrition because everybody's bodies are different. And some people might say that there's nutrition programs that are one size fits all, and I disagree with that because everybody's bodies are changing and going through different things. So I think that's one of the cool things about this company in general is they are always striving to give us more and to give us more value and keep adding the value in there so that there really is an answer for everybody. And then our job as coaches is to make it so it's not overwhelming, like me sitting on Google trying to find something that would work for me and I had no idea what I was doing. I found Megan and she could help me, guide me to what I needed to do. And so that's the difference. If people go in on their own, it can be overwhelming and you can get on there and go, oh my gosh, there's like 1,200 workouts. Literally there are. So where do you start? So that's where we come in, to help you with that. So good question.
Quick, the crazy thing is we each got one program with Shakeology. We didn't have Energize to choose from back then. One program with Shakeology for $160. You guys are getting every single program, plus our newest program, plus your choice of a supplement for $160. So it's an killer deal. Like, it's crazy. It
And we thought
all the time. I'm like, dang it.
we thought back then we were hitting the jackpot because 21 Day Fix had nutrition and fitness together. And it was, I think the DVDs had like 8 workouts on it. And we would just keep replaying the same ones. Now all the programs that they're put out, now they have like, if it's a 21-day program, it's 21 different workouts. If it's MM100 came out this summer, none of the workouts are exactly the same. So it's like 100 different workouts. You don't get bored with doing the same workout all the time. So it's just funny. It's, it's
So
fun.
I'm like sitting here going, like listening to Megan, like kind of recap it all. And I'm like, I have all of the things that she's talking about, but I'm like, I want to sign up. Like, I want that.
You
Right.
read it.
But like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just a little fired up over here because I'm excited about all the things. And before I forget too, many of you maybe saw that we are going to do a raffle because we appreciate you taking your time to get on here live. And I know some people probably wanted to and they were working or whatever, and so they're not on here live, but you guys are. And so many of you have already put in the chat like who invited you, and I've been trying my best to like write down everybody's names, but some people just have their first name and there's more than one. So if you want to make sure you're in the raffle, if you want to put in the chat your first and last name, if you haven't already, and then if somebody did invite you, whether it was a coach or just somebody else, because if you brought a friend, you get your name entered more than once. And so we will do that raffle and announce in the event page. And if you're not in the event page, we'll be sure to message you if you win what kind of fabulous prize we'll pull out of our little prize vault. So
I saw a question, Renee. You asked, what's the cost of the coaching program? It's the exact, there is no additional cost. It is the 160. And you choose to enroll as a customer or you choose to enroll as a coach. So if you want to continue to get the 25% discount on any product, Shakeology, even our apparel, we have amazing fitness apparel, Energize, 3-day refresh, any of our nutrition programs, you get everything for that 160. Anya, so 160 gets you 1 year of workouts and 1 month of whichever supplement you choose, and then the community for as long as you work with your coach. So like a year usually. And then you can choose to continue with those supplements after that. Cindy asking, I already take a lot of supplements. What is in Shakeology? It's essentially 70 superfoods and nutrients, including probiotics, prebiotics, digestive enzymes. You may not need all the different supplements that you're taking because they're all in this shake. I don't take, this is my vitamin. This is my daily dose of dense nutrition. I was never good at taking vitamins. My mom would literally, I'm not kidding, she would buy them for me all the time and they would sit in my cabinet because I don't like taking pills and I would never take them until I started taking Shakeology or drinking Shakeology, and it's literally my daily vitamin. Does the Recover? It does. Recover comes in vegan chocolate. That is what I drink. I am dairy-free and gluten-free. And so, yes, gluten-free and dairy-free. So with gluten-free, it is made in a facility that also produces, items with gluten. But Anya, I know that you're pretty similar to me, that you can pretty much deal with that the way I can. But yes, we have vegan options for both the Recover and Shakeology, which we call them plant-based now, whatever. They're dairy-free.
We do also have a kids shake that a lot of adults actually enjoy as well. It is certified gluten-free, dairy-free, soy-free. It is gluten-free.
Yeah, it is.
It's certified gluten-free.
Certified gluten-free.
Yeah. And that's an option as well. I'm taking notes. Renee, who invited you? Can you type it in the chat or unmute yourself, Renee?
Yes.
Or did I miss it in the
Lost it.
The completion pack is, I believe,
Cheryl, great.
130. So yes, you can do a completion pack if you already have the on-demand. And that would give you either one of those supplements and then the new boxing program, or yeah, I guess that would be the one that you would do a completion pack with right now.
These are good questions, you
I
guys.
know, these are so good. Thank you for asking them.
Them coming.
Lori and
Long question.
Kim.
Because remember, we are the ones who would like eat lean cuisines and 100-calorie packs and thought we were healthy. So there are no dumb questions. And if you eat lean cuisines, it is fine.
No judgment.
We will help you.
We'll help you.
They're not even good. I would eat them every day.
Lori, Kim, I know you're already a coach. Do you have, Lori, are you?
Oh,
Lori.
What are you talking about? Oh, Lori.
Trying to figure out. I have a Lori. I don't
I
know.
know.
Hi, Lori.
I'm your Lori.
Oh, okay.
How about Ashley?
Yay.
Ashley.
What's under Adriana, right?
Oh,
Adriana invited Ashley,
okay, got it. Yes.
right? All right. We just want, sorry for the bookkeeping. We want to keep everybody straight so we can do our raffle. We're proud of you guys. Thank you for your time. What other questions? Any other questions?
No.
I think the biggest thing at this point, guys, is to, again, remember why it is you hopped on this call. Remember why it is, think about why it is that you said, hey, somebody invited me to this because they thought that I could learn something. And I decided to hop on this call because for a reason. What is that reason? Reach out to the person who invited you, talk to them about what it is. 8 o'clock tomorrow, well, we'll go 8:30 tomorrow night. Your 24 hours to think about things and ask your questions, and we will certainly be in touch. Okay, monthly, how much is Shakeology after the first month, and monthly cost after the initial 160? Okay, so your cost for the fitness, it's a one-time fee that you will pay one time for that year with that $160 pack, okay? You won't pay the rest of the year for the fitness part at all. After the first 30 days, you'll be charged another $130 for Shakeology if you choose to continue as a customer, okay? If you continue on as a coach, you get a 25% off discount with that, okay? So what you're going to be looking at is a shake that is normally a little over $4 for that one meal each day. It's gonna come down to about $3 per day for you to enjoy all those nutrients. And I don't know, it's been a while since I've been out to eat, and it's been a while since I went out for a salad. I'm not really a salad lover, but it's been a really long time since I found a salad that had even half of the nutrients that Shakeology has, that was less than like $10. Guys, they know how to jack up the healthy foods in a restaurant, okay? So $3 for that shake is looking pretty darn good. So there's no fee. If you sign up with this pack, there's not a fee to enroll as a coach, and you can end that any old time you want to, okay? There is a $15 coach fee that pays for your ability to have a website that is run by Beachbody. Beachbody always keeps that site up for you. So if you have other friends that are like, dang girl, you're looking good. Why is it that you look so good? You look like you're feeling amazing. What are you doing? If you have somebody that asks you that, you can refer them to what it is that you're doing. They can sign up under you, and all of it's already set up for you. Okay, so that $15 fee that comes into it, it's that plus the cost of your discounted Shakeology, that still keeps about $17 in your pocket instead of sending that out to Beachbody for just paying for Shakeology as a customer at full price.
I like to talk about that $15.95, kind of like a Costco membership, or if you know what Thrive Market is. I don't know if anybody does Thrive Market. There's a couple little, like, you pay a small fee so you can get a discount on things, like a Costco membership. I like to think of that $15 a little bit like that as well, on top of kind of the website piece too, just to put
That's
that.
a good, I've never heard of that before.
Yeah.
Nice. I'm putting that one in my back pocket too.
Yeah.
Good questions, you guys.
Yeah. And those monthly costs, I mean, we're going to recommend them because it's important for you to continue drinking Shakeology. But if there was a month where you're like, I just can't afford it this month, you can skip a month and you can cancel at any time as well. So there is that no obligation. But we know that all three of those things working together is what's going to make you feel the best.
You guys know it's okay to go in with that mindset of, I'm really not sure about this, but I am going to try and see what happens. And that's why you get the 30-day guarantee to try it for a month and see, is this really worth it? And you can decide for yourself. So.
That's true.
I will just say that my husband has been drinking Shakeology as long as I have now. It's really improved his quality of life in terms of symptoms with his Crohn's disease. I've had a lot of people, I always forget the name of it though.
IBS is a big one.
IBS. It's a autoimmune disorder there where you just have a lot of chronic pain. Oh, that's gonna bug me.
Fibromyalgia.
Fibro, they have felt those effects really ease off. Now, Shakeology cannot claim to cure any of this stuff, you guys. However, there's so many superfoods in there that just kind of lower down your inflammation. It just kind of settles things in. It fills in the gaps of what nutrition we don't get in a normal American diet. So there's that. Thank you, Renee, for chiming in on that too.
Good.
All right, with that being said, any other questions, please reach out to the person who invited you. We thank you so much for your time. We thought it might be 40 minutes, but you guys asked some questions and we just got going. But again, 24 hours. We want as many of you guys to take advantage. We want to be talking to you on the phone, helping you get started. We want to be buying lots of Energize for you guys. So please ask your questions, reach out to us, and we will be happy to answer them. And we really, I think I speak for all of us on this call that have invested in this program. If you're going to invest in anything, why wouldn't you do it for your health? Okay. And if you're going to invest in anything, go for something that's a total package. The support and accountability, the nutrition and the fitness, they really just, it's like linking arms with your three best friends. Okay. You gel together, you mesh together, you are inseparable. And that's what makes the magic happen. Okay. So that being said, we'll say good night. And again, thank you for your time.
And this was recorded, so if you want to hear it again or you jumped on late, just reach out to whoever invited you and they'll send you the recording as soon as it's up.
And we'll put it in the event, the Facebook event, if you're in there as well. If you're not in the Facebook event, we can certainly add you too, but we can get you the recording as well. Night.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good night, guys.
Bye.
Good night. Bye. Thank you.